back the most convincing fashion on Tuesday. Scored 81 points against South Carolina.
You win 2 in a row, and they've done it with 4 guards in the lineup. They're going to try to space out Florida, make the bigs chase a little bit. They shoot the ball well. They move the ball better with this 4-guard lineup. Again, 2 wins in a row. See if they can put pressure. Now, what's the other side of it? They better rebound because Florida's unbelievable on the glass.
Yeah, one of the best teams in controlling the defensive and offensive glass. So here is their 5-man. Ironically, it's Damian Collins who takes the 18-footer. Collins playing some really good basketball the last week. And so here is the starting 5 for Todd Golden. Clayton goes for 17 a game. But as we mentioned, this backcourt of Clayton, Richard, and Martin, highest scoring trio in the SEC. Martin finds the cutter. That's Ruben Chinyelu, and he gets fouled before taking some steps. So first personal foul on Damian Collins, and Chinyelu, 6'10" sophomore, is going to the line.
So what you won't expect tonight from LSU on the offensive end, yes, they'll spread it out. There probably won't be a whole lot of offensive rebounds, so they can get back defensively. Not allow Florida to run and get the pace that they'd like to get it to. Florida averages nearly 84 points a ball game. But if LSU can stretch out this Florida defense, they must shoot it well in order to stay in this game.
And they have been shooting the ball better of late. They went and made 13 threes against South Carolina. In the win last week against Oklahoma, made 11. Chinyelu goes 2 for 2 at the stripe. So the 5-man continues to improve in his sophomore season. So this is the starting 5 for Matt McMahon. There it is. Sonny, as you mentioned, Givens, Miller, Carter, Bailey, the 4 guards. That has been very effective. Matt McMahon and the staff very complimentary of their offensive spacing with this unit.
And we know what Collins can do. He's a rim runner. One end to the other, but he's got to be really efficient on the inside.
Well, as you mentioned, this is where Florida can be very dangerous. Elijah Martin with the finger roll.
If you put no pressure on the Florida bigs to rebound on one end, they're going to push it. Guards can space it out. And again, all 3 of the guards in the Florida uniforms can attack off the dribble, and they just all shoot it with great marksmanship outside.
Collins starts to attack. Collins lays it in. Nicely done that time.
Nice finish. Again, Collins is a guy that plays above the rim.
Great shot blocker, having a career season. Will Richard, contested 15-footer, can't get it to go, and there's the effort on the glass that time by Thomas House. So that gives his team another possession and a new 20 now after back-to-back offensive boards.
And the Gators are number 2 in rebound margin. Second best offensive rebounding team in the SEC. A problem already early for LSU.
So Florida again playing 3rd straight game without Sam Alexis. That's a reliable reserve off the bench. But then their starter Alex Condon. Thomas Houck is playing his best ball with those 2 out. And Victorious Miller that time draws the foul on the drive in.
You know, it's all about possessions and the number of possessions you could get. And if you allow somebody to have more possessions, either by them making steals, you having turnovers, or giving up offensive rebounds, you're in trouble. And if you're a smaller team and don't block out, and Florida keeps getting rebounds, and the way they shoot it, we've seen it in the last few years. Offensive rebounds lead to open threes.
They are relentless. There it was in the bottom left of the screen. Just relentless, really, in all phases of the game.
Their bigs are in attack mode when that ball goes up in the air. And so if you're LSU, again, 4 guards, that's fine. You must block out. You must find bodies and move them off so they can't get offensive rebound.
Arduous trip at the line there. Miller misses both. That prior foul was on Chinyelu, his first. Chinyelu, sophomore, has it. Pounds it a couple of times. Going into the smaller Collins. Couldn't get it to go. Houck, 220. This is Martin. Puts it on the deck. Elijah Martin. That one affected at the rim. Jai Bailey, good rebounding offensive initiator for LSU. Has it across the timeline.
I was in Gainesville last week against South Carolina, and Thomas Houck has 20 points. Had a fabulous game. 3 assists, rebounds, steals, 6 rebounds. He's been playing his best basketball.
So Collins has got all 4 for LSU. You know, in their SEC wins, Collins has been a factor in all 3 of them.
He's a guy that won't be heavily guarded because he doesn't take a lot of shots outside. So he'll have looks.
Richard, the marksman. Boy, they're really trying to work it into Chinyalu here, establishing the presence close to the basket.
A physicality difference. Chinyalu at 255 pounds, Collins at only 205.
So that's 4 for Chinyalu. It's been a very productive starter for Florida in his first year in Gainesville. Well, he is all over Collins.
And why he jams is so Collins just can't read and make easy passes to the guards coming off screens.
So here is the prolific playmaker, Cam Carter. Lost it. Walter Clayton Jr. Little head fake. Missed it. And Collins there hovering. So LSU now, they don't have the numbers. Carter can go to work.
Cam Carter's been on a roll last 4 ball games, 14 of 29 from 3.
It's the great ascension. 2 years at Iona. Wins a Conference Player of the Year playing for Rick Pitino. Hits the portal. One of Todd Golden's special recruiting jobs. He outdoes the Hall of Famer. Pitino gets him here a season ago. Was great during that NCAA tournament team. As you mentioned, the ceiling feels a little higher for Clayton and the Gators this season. Once we hit the postseason, 23-3 and sitting in second place in this vaunted SEC. That's a foul on LSU. It's a 9-4 start for the Gators in Baton Rouge. That's the first on Givens.
I think the value of Walter Clayton is the strength that he plays. 6'3", 195, 200. Strong body, physical. Quickness doesn't bother him if you defend him. Strength doesn't bother him because he's strong enough. Good defense, but you can't let him wide open.
Yeah, that's his forte. Knocks down a wide open 3.
You can't go for the fake when you got such a great player. Wait till he leaves his feet, then challenge a jump shot.
He has got a great next level NBA upside. More on that as this game plays out. Mike Williams into the game now off the bench for LSU, number 2 in the white.
And Williams can be an instant offense guy. Looks for that jump shot when he gets it early.
Richard knocks it away from the sophomore who touched it last. So LSU gets bailed out here, but 2.6 on the timer.
One thing about Clayton, you know he's going to look to shoot. There's the screen. Here's a little ball fake. See, Sears goes by him. Really makes it too easy of a play for Walter Clayton, but those are the things he does, and set up by a set play. Smooth
and instinctual.
Yeah.
So LSU here, 2.6 on the timer. There's Carter underneath. Missed it. Hauk was there to affect the shot.
Hey, what a great pass by Mike Williams. Cam Carter normally makes that shot.
So Carter still with 0. Clayton offline on the 3. Well, for a second there, nearly dropped through, and then a loose ball foul. That is on Micah Handlogton. 3rd game back for the 7-footer.
So we know the pace that Florida wants to play. And one of the reasons they can play at that pace is the bigs know that the guards are going to take early shots. And they can crash the boards. Why they're maybe one of the better offensive rebounding teams you'll see.
Yeah, Jordan Sears now going to initiate the offense. Sears number 1 in the white. He's been coming off the bench the last couple for LSU. Here's their really fine rookie, Robert Miller. Miller coming to set the screen. Williams can't get separation. Ball fake, puts up the 3. Clayton's got it. And again, look at Florida run. Aberdeen had it nearly knocked away by Sears.
Boy, solid defense by Sears to stop that break.
And Richard secures it. Big lead for Florida. Richard trying to extend it. Richard, that was a deep one, and that hit the top of the backboard. So LSU basketball in a moment. So Tuesday, men's hoops doubleheader. It features these Gators. They are at Georgia, where the Bulldogs play a little better at home, and then Tennessee after a pretty big one today against Texas A&M. They will be here in Baton Rouge. That's Tuesday on the network.
Great matchup today. Tennessee winning on the road at Texas A&M. What a matchup.
Ziegler hit that dagger 3 late in the game.
Yeah.
Ziegler, the ultimate playmaker. We talk a lot about legacy at certain universities.
That's a good point.
Ziegler's
a lot of guys don't stay around in one place. Ziegler going to be known throughout his career and loved by Tennessee fans forever.
Yeah, he's got a permanent seat there whenever he comes back to Knoxville. New York native. All right, so after the miss, Florida trying to stretch the lead. Clayton left his feet. Wild pass. The 7-footer picks it up. Hauk secures it. Aberdeen. Jump stop. Foul. Oh, and it goes in. Count the basket.
Sometimes you just get lucky, maybe. Aberdeen has had quite a week. Last Saturday was his career best ever, 22 points against South Carolina. So you think you're on a roll. Then Oklahoma shows up. He only goes 1 for 9. But that's basketball, right? Up or down. But Aberdeen has played so well in the last few weeks. Coming off the bench, giving them a spark.
You know, you've referenced a couple players. There's Aberdeen, as you mentioned, had 4 straight double-figure games. There are several players recently for Florida, to underscore a phrase you used, that had career days or great stretches. They are really dialed in right now as a unit.
And Aberdeen had those 4 starts. Martin was injured. Now Elijah Martin's back. It changes, but Aberdeen knows his role. Night in, night out. Might have a bunch, might not, but he can respond.
Williams follows his miss, and so that's the easiest one for Williams. And yes, that's the second layup LSU has blown here, and the deficit can grow further. It's an 8-0 Florida run already.
Got to find ways to get a stop if you're LSU, so you can use maybe your speed with your productive guards to get a run. But Florida never let you off the hook.
Martin cashes in from distance. A special game for Elijah Martin. He's from Summit, Mississippi, maybe an hour and a half from here. Old Denver partner with a great SID. He goes, he's got about 100 friends and family here. And after LSU misses 8 in a row, Robert Miller finally connects from distance. That puts it into the 11-0 run. They're going to try to start a new one. Aberdeen watches it go down and out. Florida is just way more aggressive on the offensive glass right now than LSU. Should stay here with 15 on the...
Really a much-needed win for this LSU team, and a tough, not a good loss for Oklahoma, although they had a great win this afternoon.
Urban Klomjar to the game, number 7 for the Gators, gets fouled there. The one bright spot, or the biggest bright spot for LSU this year, has been the play of the senior from 45 minutes down the road, Cam Carter from Donaldsville, Louisiana. He's one of the top scorers in the SEC, but he has done it so efficiently, and he has willed LSU to several victories. This is Clayton Jr. 4-3.
Well, night in, night out, you're going to get Cam Carter, who's a productive offensive player. Talking to Matt McMahon today, obviously we know he's got better as a shooter from his days at Kansas State. Outside shooter, 3-point shooter. He moves better without the ball, knows how to get himself open. Better off the dribble, better shooting shots beyond the 3, so obviously way better offensively than he's ever been.
We got the football score 9 minutes in, and regardless of whether you're a hoops or football fan, that's going to irritate most folks in Baton Rouge. 21-7 advantage for Florida 9 minutes in. There's a foul on the way in. It's the first on Walter Clayton Jr.
And when you guard Cam Carter on the scouting report, most coaches will say you must stay engaged. If he's off the ball, don't just let up, because he's going to move and try to get it. LSU needs him to be productive. Here he comes off a screen down low.
Taking 2 shots, and he missed them both, so he's still scoreless here in the early minutes, but he can get hot very quickly. Carter from 15.
Mid-range game in check, to the rim check, and then deep check. 3-level.
Klomjar can't hit from distance. He's coming off a 10-point game against Oklahoma on Tuesday, his best offensive game of the season. Miller counted and the foul. So Victorious Miller is going to the line to try to tighten this up.
Coming off his best game in his early career here at LSU. 12 points against South Carolina, season high, career high. A little runner off the one leg. You know, anytime that you're a freshman in the best basketball league, it's not easy. But what you see of some freshmen, like we're seeing out of Miller, is continued confidence game in, game out. Last 3 ball games, he's averaged 10 points a game. He has struggled in much of the SEC, but now you can see what's happening. He now gets it. He knows the physicality of it. He knows now how to score.
Turning a corner deep into the season, Aberdeen responds. Again, Florida, one of the most rhythmic and efficient offenses in the nation. They're just about 50% from the floor to start, and 4 of 9 from distance. And they will get offensive contributions from an array of guards, as we pointed out. Carter launches, can't hit it. Collins trying to get his fingertips on it. Rather, that was Miller. Klomjar, a blur into the front court. Good transition defense there. Sears leading the way. Richard, pop it up. Chinyelu, the two-hand throwdown.
And a great following here in Baton Rouge for the Florida Gators. Pretty good crowd in here for Florida.
We've seen a whole lot of orange and blue. Sears, yeah, wide open at the rim that time. And Sears, how about this? Fifth-year senior has just surpassed 2,000 points for his career. Well done, Jordan Sears.
Averaged nearly 22 a game last year at Tennessee Martin. More of a jump shooter than a penetrator, but you saw what he could do there. Now, can LSU be disrupted? That means someone behind you's got to help out. Usually bigs go to the rim, and now guards have learned to put it close to the rim. Teammates usually finish.
There is a chemistry and continuity with this Florida team that a few others around the nation possess. Chinyelu couldn't get it to go. LSU regathers here, down 11 with 9 to go.
Offensive rebounding. Thing Florida wants to do. They know they've got the size advantage.
And they're without two forwards as well. Without Alex Condon and Sam Alexis. Sam Alexis, he's still got the boot on the left foot. Tom Golden said probably a week away, roughly, so you consider him day to day. Condon, questionable coming into this one. Miller, that's a deep one, left it short. Condon a little further along health-wise than Alexis. Aberdeen got tied up. I think they whistled the jump ball. Yeah, possession arrow does favor LSU.
You know, LSU's gotten back defensively because really they're not sending many guys to the offensive board.
Yeah,
they're not as big. And Florida hasn't had easy looks. I do think they've been able to run their offense without any problems.
Richard guarded by Carter. Hauk flashes. Hauk might have taken some steps. And so that time Collins just stands his ground and they force the turnover.
Good weak side help. Collins coming across. Once you double team early outside and the pass goes in, weak side's got to be there in time. Collins is there. Turnover.
That is the first Florida turnover. You know, the conversation a lot of folks have around Florida is what's the weakness? Like, what's the answer to the question? And so they go 11 and a half minutes without turning the ball over. That's impressive. Carter, a wild layup attempt. He gets the foul call. He'll be at the line for a pair. That's the first on Hauk.
Todd Golden didn't think that was a foul. He thought his guy was just getting out of the way. Cam Carter on a dive. Really looked like he was just looking for contact.
Kind of threw his body there towards the rim.
And it did look like Hauk just tried to get out of the way. Whistle blew.
And so you send an 87% free throw shooter to the line. He's been one of the best in the SEC all year. Tomorrow night at 7, we got the 3.5-hour best of this week's SEC men's and women's swimming and diving championship. Remember, the Gators have won the last 12 men's titles, while the women are the 2-time defending champs. Weather's pretty good down that way. I would say that ends up.
It's cold here in Baton Rouge, I know that.
When is it doesn't stop the Mardi Gras festivities? When does this holiday, and that holiday never ends?
Never ends. No, I just thought it was like a week long, and I thought Fat Tuesday kicked it off. That's in a couple weeks. Not so much.
A week is how long it will take you to get your car from the Hotel Valet downtown. Wait around for a week. How about that nice jumper? That one rattles through, and Florida maintains this double-digit advantage. That is 8 for Chinyelu.
And the way they're making shots doesn't allow LSU to get any quick and easy looks against a good Florida
out there. So Chinyelu has been effective. Florida is overwhelming, really, on both ends of the floor. Yeah, there's another block. So if you're LSU, how do you generate quality looks?
You know, their spacing is good, but that time as Gibbons went inside and you're challenging really good shot blockers.
Yeah,
it's almost a drive and kick kind of a night. Right now, Florida's staying home. They're not going to let you do that, but you got to keep putting it on the floor and trying to create matches for your teammates, or you got to find stops so you can get out and run.
Martin draws the foul, and are they going to say that was on the floor? So I think they're going to inbound. No, that's 2 shots for Martin. He was in the act of shooting. So first foul on Carter.
Tough part is you're trying to do it, Kevin, against arguably the best team in the country. Top 1, 2, 3. We know they're ranked high. And so you're trying to figure out a way to get to Florida, but they're good. Like they're just one of the best.
So we got a big game, by the way, on the network on the women's side. That's Monday. So there is SEC leading Texas will be in Athens to face Georgia. Tip off at 7 Eastern on Monday. So the new team on the block. They're tied for first with South Carolina, but they got that big head-to-head win against the defending national champs. So catch that one Monday at 7.
The Longhorns did not enter the SEC quietly, did they? No, in any sport.
Well, Elite 8 last year. Can they break through to the Final Four? Would be first time in more than 2 decades. So it is a 14-point cushion after the free throws. Florida nearly doubling up the Tigers.
Great recovery by Richard to get to Cam Carter. They ran a play for him. He couldn't get a shot up.
Late shot clock. Williams may have to hoist it. That's a contested 3. Givens, or make it Jai Bailey, pardon me, comes down with it. And Givens cashes in.
And Givens, a terrific freshman. He has not shot the ball well. Takeaway shooting percentages. I think he's had a fabulous season. Handling the basketball, playing good defense. He will shoot the ball better because he's a better shooter. It's been a tough year so far.
Yeah, fine rookie season. You're right. There has been a lot asked of the freshman from Memphis. B20, Martin can't hit. Shinyulu too strong. Oh my, this is a 4th look for Florida. They are owning the glass. They're +9 right now on the glass. Shinyulu over the left shoulder, and so LSU, that was a barrage that time.
Might have gotten away with a carry inside. It's such a load on Damian Collins at his size or his thinness to fight the bigs down low for Florida.
Yeah, he is lean. The slender 5-man's got it here. Shinyulu right up on him. Deflected pass. LSU dodges a couple bullets there. Williams going to the line for a pair.
And you can see how LSU, with their 4 guards, spaces the floor. And when you put Collins, let's call him their center, at 6'9" in the middle, then he distributes. You have avenues to drive and to put pressure on the rim, which Williams did. Williams had a fabulous year last year as a freshman. This year, not as many minutes, has struggled at times, but the last 2 times out, 19 minutes against Oklahoma, 14 against South Carolina. So his game is back in sync of where they thought he would be after last season.
And you see the season high 13 on Tuesday against South Carolina. So, boy, things have not been going LSU's way. Sonny, they're now 2 of 6 at the line. Williams, part-time starter a year ago, and as you mentioned, you know, when you don't play that much, first 40% of a season, you know, you're not quite sure how things will look, but he has stayed engaged, locked in. He's earned more minutes. Williams, or pardon me, Clayton can't hit the turnaround. And then a reaching foul on Handlogs, and that is his 2nd.
And there's either a lot of different reasons why maybe when you start a lot your freshman year, you come back. Did you underestimate what you had to do to get better for the next year? I mean, LSU wasn't a great team last year. So Matt McMahon went out and found other guys also, and Mike Williams comes back, not as many minutes, wasn't quite ready to take the next step they needed him to. I do like his toughness. He's a terrific defender. And if he can get his game back, obviously it helps LSU, which it did, as you mentioned, against South Carolina.
This LSU team collectively, it has earned these back-to-back wins. They had been close in so many of those 10 SEC losses. And that was a gutsy come-from-behind win a week ago against Oklahoma. And then against the Gamecocks on Tuesday, they were by far the better team. And so they have got this back to an 8-point game. First half in Baton Rouge. Mini 6-0. LSU burst. Carter that time takes the pass away. Cross-court feed. Williams gets hand-locked and into the air and hits.
for this Tiger team. And another turnover.
Ball back to the Tigers.
We talked about it already. 4-guard offense. What do? Or you spread it, you move it. Can you get a steal? Can you get an open look? Mike Williams, we've already talked about it. His confidence is on the rise. Now you force 3 straight turnovers. Can LSU get another bucket?
Little mojo now, and they're back within 5 after trailing by as many as 14 just a few moments ago. Williams, pocket pass. Miller can't finish. You know, that was a good look. LSU's missed a couple of lay-ins.
Yeah, 3rd point blank shot at the rim.
And so there you go. Those 6 points, basically the difference, if you will. Somebody's got to bail out Martin. Richards got it here. And they decide to work it around to Aberdeen. Hanlogton comes to set the screen. He rolls. Aberdeen cut off by Bailey. That time good solid defense from Jai Bailey, and Miller clears it.
Well, Miller's got the size to be able to rebound with the Florida bigs.
Gibbons. Miller! Throw down!
Wow.
Timeout, Florida. It's an 11-0 LSU run.
Great energy by the LSU Tigers on both ends of the floor. Now they're guarding, now they're rebounding. They're taking advantage on the offensive end. A wide variety of ways to get back in the game. Do it on the defensive end, but big Robert Miller with the flush. Back floor, and all of a sudden you've got a little feeling that they're not only back in, but they've got control of this game.
And so that's 7 consecutive misses for Florida. Several of those players you referenced, rookies, so the foundation is laid here for LSU, you would hope, for years moving forward. NIT team a year ago. You wonder how the season would have played out if Reed was healthy, but they are where they are. Oh, Miller stretches it and connects.
My goodness. You know, he had 16 points at Arkansas.
The average is 3.5. He's got 9 in the first. And so Miller keeps growing as this conference season rolls on. With 3 to go in the first. Knotted up at 29. Aberdeen off-balance runner. So that finally puts an end to a 14-0 run.
You know what? Tough shot, good defense. Sometimes you reward the guy who makes a great play.
They had missed 7 in a row. Now Miller, he was thinking about it.
Heat check, big fella. Shoot it.
Bounce pass, Carter. Very effective 3-point shooter. Hasn't squeezed one off yet today. Bailey for 3.
You know, I'd like to see when LSU sharing the basketball. Cam Carter has yet to force one. Sometimes big-time scorers do, especially if you're not winning games, but no forced shots, easy looks, and now they're making it.
Sonny, it's the first lead of the evening for LSU, and now there's a little juice here, not only on their sideline, but in this building. Martin can't hit the turnaround, and so where in Florida, where do they go for answers now? They've missed 8 out of their last 9. They will have it here with 20 on the timer.
The ability to move the basketball and find open looks. And again, Cam Carter not forcing anything. And because he puts it on the floor, because he's coming off screens, 2 Gators are going to jump at him. He finds the open shooter, and that time Bailey knocks it in.
You know, Carter is a prolific scorer, but he'll make the right play a lot more often than he doesn't. Martin, that one hangs on the rim and somehow rolls out. Another opportunity, though, was last touched by LSU, so reset the timer to 20.
And I've got it, Robert Miller. He's in there really fighting by himself, 6'10", 220. Some of the guards have to get back and find a way to rebound, help out their partner.
It's a good call. They're -8 on the glass, LSU is, and we certainly thought Florida would have the advantage there, but this is a big advantage. Chinyelu turning over the left shoulder. He's taken a lot of first-half shots. LSU on the move again.
And a good block out that time by Givens allows LSU to get the rebound.
It's a 17-2 LSU run. And it's a foolish reach-in foul that time on Clayton. Pardon me, that's on Chinyelu. That's his second.
You know, you can just see the upside for Robert Miller III. Aggressive around the rim. Obviously, we've seen him step out and make threes. We see his minutes going up now that he's healthy. The ability to make shots, defend. Huge upside. Great stats on him, 6'10", 220.
And don't forget about the straight-on triple that he is perhaps adding. Sonny, that was just the second three-pointer he's hit all season.
But okay, so Kevin, look at the release. Now he's a 61% free throw shooter. Look at the release of the shot. It's good, right? I mean, it's good. Now, the more minutes you get, the more confidence you get playing in SEC play. Look at the rotation. Wow. Terrific.
This is a 19-2 run immediately on the heels of LSU falling behind by 14. So look at this.
Against the second-ranked team in the country. Houck has been quiet.
He's only taken the one shot. That was the three. It has been Chinyelu and Martin. They have taken the lion's share of the shots. Aberdeen rises way off on the three. And Robert Miller now with 4 boards. One and done now for the Gators on that end.
Miller has had a terrific first half. He's going to have a night, I think.
Starting to run their stuff. Givens decides to take it. Cross-court feed to Carter. Carter now puts it on the ground. Aberdeen cuts him off.
Well, how quickly do the Florida Gators defense get to Carter? He can't have any open look.
Williams, step back, three!
Kevin, he stepped back, lost control, gained control, still took the shot.
This is a rampage right now from LSU. Martin can't answer. Can they extend a 22-2 run? I mean, this has got to be one of the worst runs Florida's faced all season.
And the Gators have had no answers on either end of the floor for LSU.
Outside of the Tennessee loss, I mean, they have not been blown out. They have not played in uncompetitive games. 22-2 run.
Shot clock at 5.
Carter cut off again. Carter hoists. Way off that time. Had to improvise. Williams with 3 on the game clock. Williams puts it up. Left it short.
But that's a big issue of the turnovers.
Oh, here we go. Second half underway.
Expect Florida to turn up the heat a little more. Each guy defensively. See if LSU can handle it.
Cam Carter pulls up, left that one short. So Chinyelu, those 8 first half points, misses that one. This is Thomas Houck, and the putback is true.
And Houck had a very quiet first half. Only took 1 shot, made the 3. Now he's got another bucket. Speed by Cam Carter, and that's what you have defensively. You've got to get in front of him, got to contain him. Carter, one of the quicker players in the SEC.
Yeah, he really is athletic. Most productive season of his career. This has been a good one. Wearing that LSU uniform with a whole lot of pride from Donaldsville, about 45 minutes down the road. Chinyelu had it knocked away. Collins whistled for his second. Sonny, nobody really in foul trouble in this game. LSU maintains the 6-point cushion.
Well, that was a quick first half. Not a lot of turnovers, not a lot of fouls. Pace was up and down. Early by Florida, they played well early, and then it was LSU played late. Again, I expect Florida, the second-ranked team in the country, to turn it up a notch on both ends. Doesn't mean LSU can't handle it. If they do, LSU can win this game.
Clayton, deep one. That is definitely in his range, though. And another one-and-done possession here.
And keep an eye on offensively when you're watching the screen how spread out the floor is to allow the drivers to penetrate. Collins has to catch that pass.
This is a pinball. Givens goes up. Oh, Givens puts it in.
Could be one of those nights, partner.
They have taken the offensive firepower. They've stolen it from Florida because everything is falling on the other side. Florida here is 2 for its last 16 now from the floor. They are ice cold. What's Martin going to do here? And lucky for him, his foot was just outside the lane line.
And what I do love is no whistle. They didn't bail him out. He got stuck. They didn't just blow the whistle just because there was contact.
Florida down one starter in Alex Condon. They're also down a reliable reserve in Sam Alexis. So they're playing probably an 8-man rotation today, and they are ice cold on this end of the floor. Miller gets bumped, so that's a fair one there. Second on Walter Clayton Jr.
Well, we talked about the ability to spread the floor that allows Givens to attack it. Collins didn't handle. Special ball bounces your way, you finish the play.
That was like the pinball there, the machine. You think it's going that way, back the other.
Givens, A, thought he had an assist. B, thought he had a turnover. C, then just had a bucket.
All of a sudden, somehow comes away with it. Carter pulls it. That's strong from distance. Carter's got the 5. He's 2 of 8 from the floor tonight.
Strong, but right on the money. Just a little long.
Good look online. Wow, yeah, Florida's, they're just searching right now. Something's just a little off here.
Now, let's think of what Florida needs to do, much like LSU did the first half. Get some stops, get out, get some easy buckets. They've got to find a way, though, to get some stops against a very confident LSU team on the offensive end.
They are playing with a whole lot of mojo and gusto right now. Collins with the right hand, just a bit strong. And Chinyelu now down with his 7th rebound. Clayton crossover. Clayton lost it. Clayton goes up and scores, so he sticks with it. He's got 8. The senior from Lake Wales, Florida. Givens watches. That's offline.
I don't like the shot. Again, he hasn't shot the ball well this season. Long miss leads to a break.
And count that basket, Sonny.
I think there are better looks for Givens. Again, if you're shooting it well and you're one of the great shooters, then you take it. If you miss it, here's what happens. The ball gets out. Florida gets a break. Now you've got All-American coming down your back. You get contact. He gets to the free throw line.
Clayton just too strong and too good at the rim. He's one of the 20 names that are on that Wooden finalist list, the Wooden Award, given to the best player in college basketball, a handful of SEC players. So that is a pretty significant distinction. He is a part of that. You know, we were talking with Todd Golden, and he goes, why not All-American first team? I mean, he thinks he's clearly playing at an All-American level. Could he reach a first team? We'll see. Miller sticks with it. Robert Miller with 14, a strong night for the rookie.
How about the ability to take it off the bounce, get contact, get knocked a little bit sideways, still finishes the play.
Clayton wants 3, offline that time, and so there's Miller once again. 5 rebounds now for the freshman.
And Clayton is more aggressive trying to score the basketball. Look at the ball movement by LSU.
Givens connects. Wide open 3.
A better shot because it really went around the horn, and Givens was set when he caught it that time.
That's now 7 triples for LSU today. Chinyelu was open, and now he's getting to double figures.
And they're giving Chinyelu the shot. Robert Miller just backed off, see if he could make it. Chinyelu puts it on the floor, gets a little run.
It's 4 in a row now. He scored 10 or more. So impactful with Condon out. Still sidelined with the ankle sprain. Victorious Miller stops, lets it go, and missed it from the mid-range. Richard on the move now. Numbers maybe. Richard had to throw it behind him. Houck got his man in the air. Florida's back within 4.
I don't think Richard was throwing it to Houck. I thought he was going to the wide corner. Ended up in Houck's hand. Good bucket. You can see what the Gators are doing. They're pushing tempo because they love to get up and down.
So that 8-point lead is now sliced in half. LSU still maintaining the advantage in a game that has turned into a high-level one in Baton Rouge.
And here come the Gators again. Tempo.
Clayton lost it. UConn. Shabazz Napier, remember that UConn run to a national championship in 2014, ended their season. Well, as you mentioned, yeah, we got a lot to play out here.
Yeah, the road ahead is looks very good for this Florida squad. There's a long way to go, but one of the favorites to reach the Final Four.
All right, so
tonight it's not so much fun for him.
No, here's Mike Williams trying to go reverse, and they're going to put a whistle on that one. So they say it's a goaltend, and Todd Golden is immediately pointing to KB Burdett, pointing to say, hey, go to the monitor, and KB, I think, is saying, we can do that, but not until
right
the
now.
next
Yeah,
media
let's
stop.
wait till there's a timeout for all of us.
What did you? I thought, was that timed perfectly?
I thought he blocked it going up. Boom, boom.
That's obvious. Yeah. So again, you put the whistle on it because they'll review it at the next timeout. That's going to be 2 points taken away from LSU.
And how quickly Mike Williams is back in the game from the halftime, right? In the lineup because of how well he played in that first half.
So Clayton, as you mentioned, starting to turn it up a notch. He's got, I was going to count that bucket. Chinyalu, though, benefits. He's got 12.
When Clayton is aggressive because of his ability to stop and go and put any defender on his heels, he's going to get shots or looks that other guys can't get. And if he misses, teammates easy tip-ins.
And meanwhile, Chinyalu's a rebound away from a double-double, so he has been impactful today. Miller, screen and roll. Good stuff there.
A beautiful pass by Bailey. Well read, put it right on the money so that his big center Miller could handle it easy.
And so 16 for Miller, ties the season high. He scored 16 in that Arkansas loss a couple weeks ago. Miller, his stock continues to trend upward. Out, pounds this one. Big to big pass, and last touched by LSU, but only 7 for the Gators.
Again, Jai Bailey has been so good this season. The transfer from Richmond knows how to play. What do I mean by that? Well, doesn't make silly mistakes, makes the basic plays defensively, offensively. And right now, defensively, I think LSU, their quickness is good. The problem you have is inside, and Florida keeps pounding it in low.
Chinyalu flexing on him, and he's at the line for one more.
Remember when Florida went cold in the first half, partner? They relied slowly on the jump shot. And they just took jump shots and went away from where they scored early in the game, which was pounded around the rim.
So we just mentioned Miller ties a season high. Here's Chinyalu. With this free throw, it would be a new career high for the sophomore. Last year, spends the year at Washington State. Played for one of Todd Golden's mentors. That's Kyle Smith. Gets the portal. Little familiarity there with Chinyalu and some of the assistants here. And so he has turned into a very productive starter in this rugged SEC for Florida. Miller starting to go to work, banging bodies here with Chinyalu.
The two bigs are basically just going at each other. Great pass, good cut, couldn't finish.
Carter couldn't finish, and a kick ball there. So Bailey might have just saved a transition layup there for Klobuchar. As while we got a moment here, remember on the women's side, SEC leading Texas is in Athens to face Georgia. That's Monday at 7 Eastern, our lone signature game on the network. Texas tied with South Carolina atop the SEC, but they've got the head-to-head win against the defending national champs. We're coming down the wire, Sonny. We got a handful of games left on either side, women and men's side. Who will come away with new titles? Clayton now with 13.
Best time of the year and best time to watch great players like Walter Clayton Jr.
I wonder if we can have, is he someone a team in the first round could take?
There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Smart team will take it.
Yep. Okay, far end of that bench. On that LSU bench, you got one of the studs of that 06 team, Tasman Mitchell, still an assistant coach on the LSU staff. That's a nice play to run out of the timeout. Klobuchar.
Good backdoor cut. The second half has really been the Walter Clayton Jr. show. 7 points in the second half already, 13 in the ballgame.
Plus 5 rebounds as well. Jordan Sears, a little separation, but way off that time. Corey Chest on it. Back out to Carter. Now the shot clock does not reset.
And Corey Chest has to be more valuable. He did not do much in his 6 minutes. He's got to be a force in the paint for this team.
It's number 11 in the white. Aberdeen reads the pass, and the junior goes up, and all of a sudden this Florida lead is stretched back to 5. So it's a 9-0 Florida run.
Williams, Miller, Cam Carter. 3 main guys who have been good on the offensive end.
Chest throws it up, bounces in. That's Corey Chest's first basket of the night.
Well, we've seen the physicality that Chest likes to play with this season. Runs with a high motor. Again, he'll have to be productive.
Oh, that 3 is good. Williams.
He must have got hit in the nose.
But Florida immediately answers their 5th three-pointer. Carter pulls up, hits it from 8.
Pretty automatic when he gets defenders on their heels, he gets to the paint.
Florida leads it by 4. Winners of 5 in a row. They've only lost 3 games all season. It's sitting at 2nd place in the SEC behind Auburn. A team in which they beat. Remember, they handed Auburn just their 2nd loss of the season a couple of weeks ago. So even despite that, they're still 2 games back of the Tigers. Having a prosperous season, they really are. This is Miller underneath. Only 3 seconds on the timer. Chest with the layup. Couldn't get it to go. And that one was deflected out by the Tigers.
Knocked away by Miller. Good catch by Miller inside. Tried to get Chest for a bucket. Again, I think LSU partner is going to have to answer on the offensive end. Florida looks like they're in a pretty good rhythm on their offensive end, so they're going to start producing points. Remember, this is a team that averages nearly 84 points a ball game.
And so they had fallen behind by 8 earlier in this half. And then they went on a 15-2, an elongated 15-2 run. There was a little bit of everybody. Clayton, Shinyulu, Urban Klobjar hit a couple of big buckets as well during that stretch, the latest 3. So we're past the halfway mark now in Baton Rouge. Aberdeen just a straight line drive and Houck with the follow slam.
The Florida Gators did not mind that pressure. Aberdeen went right through it. Houck trailed the play, made the play at the rim.
Bailey lost his footing. Tie up, possession arrow favors the Gators. They're on a run now.
And take a look at the play because Aberdeen is going to come right down the middle and nobody blocks out Thomas Houck. Powerful finish. Again, the Gators have turned it up a notch on both ends of the floor. LSU's got to find a way to respond.
And so you think it's Florida's on the offensive end, they're starting to look back inside again.
Well, the rhythm has been good. They settled for so many jump shots in the last 6 minutes of that first half. They've never entered the paint. Now they're going to the paint to the bigs, and they're almost punishing LSU inside.
Yeah, Miller gets called for his 3rd foul, and so that is the 5th team foul on LSU. So Florida got the upper hand in a number of categories. They very much look like they're bound to hit the bonus as well, well before their counterparts do. Stays here. A couple seconds tick off the timer.
Great to see Micah Handglatten back. He played his first game last week. This is his 3rd game.
Remember that, just that really painful, ugly compound fracture SEC championship game a year ago. And so after 335 days, he returned last Saturday. Houck taking his man off the dribble. Thomas Houck taking it in for the throwdown.
And let's give an assist to Big Micah, who kind of cleared it in the second half, coming off last week when he was phenomenal against South Carolina. 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, a couple blocks, a few assists.
Winning plays.
Yeah, winning plays. Terrific play.
And Florida is right now on a 22-6 run. Collins from 16 nails it.
A big bucket because they're going to force Damian Collins to make shots from outside.
His first basket of the second half. Collins, the redshirt junior from Atlanta, Texas, been an X factor this year. Collins straight to the rim, could not finish. Or rather, Martin, excuse me, right to the rim. Little body contact there. Jai Bailey trying to get free. And now here is Cam Carter. Little separation, puts it up. That 3 goes down and out. Collins follows.
Double team, nobody blocks out. Collins, he goes right to the rim. A good answer out of the timeout by LSU.
These teams have had answers for their counterparts' big runs. Each team has had several big runs, and there have been answers. Back-to-back buckets for the Tigers.
And Florida is playing now with Richard and Walter Clayton Jr. on the bench, getting them some rest.
That one bounces out. Houck snatches it away. It's a new 20, and that's a double-double for Thomas Houck now. Great work on the glass for the sophomore. Klobjar Between the legs, trying to go crossover. Carter with them the whole way. Hand-locked in, though. Very tight-knit, close roster that has a lot of continuity, a lot of chemistry. Todd Golden was very candid pregame today. He goes, it probably still all stems back to in the offseason. We were very specific with everybody about expectations, minutes expectations. That was returning guys they brought in the portal. There's an awareness. Everybody knows their role. And that right there sets the tone for good continuity.
And if you have great leadership, Walter Clayton Jr. or Will Richard, that they don't care about how many points they're scoring night in, night out. They're all going to get their averages. And so it's a very unselfish team on this offensive end.
So many accomplished players. Tonight, Sonny, they have been in a competitive battle with LSU that's won back-to-back games. They've got a little mojo. Klobjar can't hit the three. Another 20. Well, they have owned the offensive glass. Klobjar gets open again. He's 0 for 2 on this possession. Third look. Look out. Thomas Houck.
And with another offensive rebound. And again, the size factor is different. 4 guards on the floor for LSU. If you don't secure a rebound, you're in trouble. Florida pounding the glass.
This run continues. And you're right, they are doubling up LSU on the offensive glass. 18 offensive rebounds. That is an elite number. Williams, yeah, he answers. It does fall through. It's been neat to see LSU tonight. They have had the answers for these Florida runs. Number 2 in the nation in a 2-possession game with the home team.
And remember how the home crowd responded the last 4 minutes of that first half. They're going to need him again for a push to try to win this game.
So Martin will have 2 at the line. The tough, rugged, skilled Elijah Martin is at the line. Our friend there had the beads in the fruit. Did you pick up any yesterday?
Well, they were all over the street outside the hotel.
Downtown Baton Rouge. Hey, let's remind you while we got a moment tomorrow night, 7 Eastern, 3.5-hour best of this week's SEC men's and women's swimming and diving championships. Gators fans, you can tune in because the men have won 12 titles. The women have won consecutive championships. That is tomorrow, 7 Eastern. Well, if LSU does something tonight that it hasn't done in nearly 2 decades, they will be kicking off the Mardi Gras season with a great celebration around this campus, perhaps. Curtis Gibbons, a little hesitation that time, and he can't go after that one until Florida touched it. He was out of bounds, so that is a wise, heady play. 6 to shoot. Bailey puts it up, way off. Miller rips it away, and Miller draws the foul. One of the better nights of Miller's freshman season.
Great minutes for Robert Miller III. Saw it in the first half, again in the second half. He's a presence down low. Offensively, he can face up from outside. They can run things from him or to him. And on the offensive glass, if it's an odd miss, right to him.
Just the second team foul on Florida, so they have stayed out of foul trouble. Meanwhile, they are in the bonus. Oh, that pass is deflected. It's Richard. Will Richard leaves it for Martin. Count it. And the foul.
Fabulous play. One by Richard to knock it away and then to secure the ball. He thought he lost it after he knocked it away and then kind of lost the dribble. Here he knocks away. Now he's going to lose control of the dribble when he picks it up. Terrific athlete, Elijah Martin. And as you mentioned, lives about 70, grew up 70, 75 miles from here, Southern Mississippi. He's got friends, family here in Baton Rouge to watch him, one of the great high school athletes from that area, great football quarterback.
And so, we were talking to the great SID there, Denver Parlor, pregame. He goes, yeah, hey, Mom Tina is in the house. It's a nice number 15 jersey. I got to get one of those. So now LSU behind 7. Williams is open. Ball fake. Clayton gets back to him.
Sometimes a step back shot brings a defender back in. 2 bounces. He's got a mid-range. I know that's sacrilegious now mid-range jump shot, but 2 bounces. He's got a little bank shot in.
Yeah, there's Elijah Martin's mom. Again, Denver goes, it could be almost 100 friends and family members. That is an army. That is a lot. But Elijah Martin, what an impactful starter he has been for Florida. He was on that Final Four team, Florida Atlantic, a couple of years ago.
But his DNA is all over this Florida team, right? They're tough. They win. He's a great defender. Teammates love him. Another great hand by Richard.
Yeah, Richard, great defender, finds Martin, sets his feet, and puts it in. A lot of times we love to pay attention to these rankings. They get labeled a 3-star that might generate a little bit of a chip on the shoulder, and he certainly plays with such a high motor, effective around the rim. Let's not forget about his skill. Todd Golden says he just makes the right winning plays.
He's got great mobility. See, out there, guard to point guard right there. Great mobility.
Yep. And Florida is back ahead by 10 in a game in which LSU earlier this half led by 8. So they had a significant lead at one point against Florida, but they have lost it, and they're now behind.
So they just shut down a drive, and as they swing it, Thomas Houck's the one who gets it given and forces a bad shot.
Martin aggressive. Martin goes up with the left. Chinyelu follow slam. Wow. Plenty of those today. Career day for the sophomore. He's got a new career high 17. Plus the 11 boards. So that is, you got a pair of Gators with double-doubles.
And again, the Gators want to keep pushing the tempo. Yes, they're up big, but there's 3 minutes to left, and this is what they do.
That feels like a dagger run right there. With 3:10 to go, the lead has swelled just like that. Back to 15, and Clayton smothers Williams.
Some teams might walk it up and run clock. Gators want to push, see if they can attack, and they are totally in control right now.
It is an 11-0 run. 2:55 to go.
Turn it up a notch. Elijah Martin being aggressive. Now missed the shot. Didn't matter. Another defender comes over. Chinyelu's got an easy follow. This time, push. Are they going to run clock? No. Thomas Houck faces up. Wide open 3. And behind him, the bench was going crazy because that's Florida basketball.
You know, we talk a lot about how efficient this Florida Gators team is offensively. You know what's scary? They might be even better on the defensive end.
Well, let's think of this. In the SEC, they're number 3 in scoring defense. They're second in defensive field goal percentage, second in defensive 3-point field goal percentage. That's night and day to what this team was a year ago. And that's the reason why they're number 2 in the country. Todd Golden knew, hey, we've got good offensive players. We better be good defensively to be competitive not only in the SEC, but to have a chance to get to a Final Four and maybe cut the nets down.
You know, so we did their season opener, remember? Winded all the way back to Jacksonville. They beat South Florida on opening night. And we were talking to several of the assistant coaches, Todd Golden, Carlin Hartman, Corey McRae, Kevin Homney. They all said, even then, this group carries itself very professional, very businesslike with their approach. And look what has happened since 23-3. It's their best season since that Final Four team in 2014. Chinyelu, again, it continues this rampage.
And look at them share the basketball. Chinyelu with a double-double. Houck with a double-double.
Wow, 14-0 run in the most critical time of the game for Florida. And so number 2 in the nation. You know, if you're just looking at scores, you might think that Florida took care of business. They were. Yeah, career day for Miller. He's got the 19.
LSU will try to put a little pressure. Very difficult Florida team to pressure.
So
Walter Clayton Jr. can handle it. Richard can handle it. Martin can handle it.
Chinyelu he has lived in the deep post today. Thomas Houck, he and Houck, by the way, up to 2 double-doubles. Houck kick it back out with 6 seconds. This is Clayton, could not finish. So, Sonny, we got 90 seconds left. LSU is going to play this thing out as best as they can. You look back at a lot of the teams that make runs all the way to the Final Four. Look back at just about every recent example of a national champion. They've got quality and deep backcourts, veteran backcourts. That's what this Florida team has as well this season. They feel like they are Final Four caliber, this roster. You think so?
Yeah, deep bench, powerful, bigs inside. Yeah. They rebound. Again, this year they're a terrific defensive team. They got All-American in Walter Clayton Jr. Score at a high rate. They defend at a high rate. Yes. One of the premier teams in the league and one of the premier teams.
4 1 seeds in a tournament from one conference. Only happened twice. ACC did it. Remember the Virginia championship year 2019. And then 10 years earlier, the Big East did it. So the SEC certainly looks very likely. Not very likely. It looks likely that could happen again this season.
I know coaching staffs like Todd Gold, they won't be happy that the stretch that Florida played in the first half. Got to give LSU credit. They were better defensively and offensively. But the ability to turn it up a notch on both ends is what great teams do, and this Florida team is one of the best in the country. Went on the road to really a pretty good Florida crowd in here.
And so they got a big win. Yep, the number 2 ranked Gators, when they were down 8 in this